Tim Matheson has always been one of those actors who garners a lot of interest. I mean, no matter what role he plays, a good guy or a bad guy, you can't help but be interested in him. He's done a lot of movies throughout his career, but I believe the chances are when you bring up Tim Matheson, out of all his films, I think Buried Alive is the most talked about. It aired on the USA Network in May of 1990. Hard to believe it's been that long. 31 years. Wow. He plays Clint Goodman, a building contractor. He's basically just a good, decent man. He's the kind of husband most wives will be grateful to be married to. Unfortunately, the woman he's married to now, Joanna, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, is not so grateful. Because she does not like the small town life. She prefers living in a big city. Even though Clint built them a big house, it's not quite a mansion, but that's a nice place to live. She's still not grateful. And unbeknownst to Clint, Joanna is having an affair with Dr. Cortland, played by William Atherton. He gives her a toxin that would poison him, and if there was an autopsy, it'll just look like a heart attack. But unbeknownst to Joanna and Dr. Cortland, that Clint is not dead. She did not give him a full dosage. It was only enough to knock him out for a few hours because he wakes up in his own grave, buried alive, hinting the title. And he gets out for many reasons. Well, one, they didn't embalm him. Two, they built him, they buried him in an easily breakable coffin. And three, they didn't bury him very deep, about 2 or 3 feet. I mean, it was easy enough for him to bust out and reach out to escape. And when he finally escapes being buried alive, he goes home and quickly learns about the affair between Joanna and Dr. Cortland. And then he starts plotting his revenge. That's all I'm going to tell you. But I gotta say, this is a great film. I like Frank Darabont's direction, the way he sets up shots in a very suspenseful way, in a very Hitchcock-like manner. I mean, that's what it feels like. And the performances of the actors are good too. Tim Matheson is good, as he goes from decent, wholesome, nice guy Cliff to the ultimate revengeinator. And he plays it very well with little dialogue he does. Jennifer Jason Leigh was great as Joanna, his ungrateful wife. I mean, you just don't like her throughout most of this film. Even when moments where you feel she's being bullied into things, you still don't like her. She makes it clear she's not a victim in all this. She's just purely an evil person. And Dr. Cortland, played by William Atherton. Whew. After Real Genius and Ghostbusters, William Atherton had a knack for playing these type of characters, and he plays them quite well. I mean, he's just evil and diabolical. Man, William Atherton really plays it so perfectly to the point where you just love hating him. I like this film. I think it did well. One of my favorite scenes is when when Clint's about to take a 2-barrel shotgun and about to kill them both. He learns more painful details of how not so perfect his marriage was, and you see his sadness. You see Tim Matheson showing a good performance without saying none. You just see the sadness on his face. He does a real good job with his acting, just with his facial expression. I think that was good. And then he looks at the 2-barrel shotgun and says, "Nah, that's too easy." He plays it quite well. Buried Alive is a good film, a good suspense thriller. If you're in the mood for it, check this out. I give it a 10 out of 10. Sayonara.